Well, good morning again, boat lovers. Back in the boat shed this morning, and I have to say it is freezing. Winter is well and truly here. I'm a bit annoyed that I haven't got this fiberglassing done before we got the super cold weather. I thought I was going to, but not quite there. We'll still get a few days that are warm enough to do it, so I'll fit it in over the next week or so. But absolutely freezing today. As usual, you get the weather report. I'll give you a look outside. Here we go. Grey, cold, raining. They said that we're going to get more rain this week than we've had for the rest of the year, which is a good thing because everybody needs it. Okay, enough talk on the weather report. Now, we were sanding the sides of the boat, getting everything ready for glassing, and I think last time I was speaking to you about that, I explained how I was going to leave this edge as a sharp edge because of the gunnel strip running along, but I've changed that idea. What I'm going to do instead, I'm going to round this edge off just like I have done with all the other surfaces, so I can wrap my fiberglass around here. And then I'm going to set my gunnel strip down 12mm, which will form this nice little lip on the edge there. So the gunnel strip will be just down from that edge, and the edge will be rounded over, and my fiberglass will be able to come down and wrap right over that, which was actually always my original plan. And somewhere along the way I changed that idea and we've gone back to it. So maybe the original thoughts are the best. Absolutely freezing this morning, but I'm going to finish sanding on this side of the boat. I've only got that last couple of panels down there, and then I start on the other side. Somebody asked me why I'm sanding, you know, before I do all the filling and everything, and that's just because I'm getting all the rough bits off, little lumps and bumps, so as when I do put the filler in, I can put the filler in nice and smoothly with my spatula. You know, you don't want to put the filler in and have the spatula sort of lifting up over lumps and bumps, and then you've got much more filler to sand off. So this is the initial sand, getting everything reasonably smooth and clean. Then I give it a vacuum over all the little holes and any gaps, and I'll go along with my filler, get that filled, and a last sand, like my last sand will only be where the filler is. All the big surfaces will have been done. So as usual, onward and upward. Get out my trusty orbital sander, get my earmuffs, goggles on, get the vacuum cleaner going. I don't know how long I'm going to last today. It is freezing out here, but I'm going to have a go at it, at least get an hour or two done anyway. All right, folks, see you on the other end of a sander. Hello boat lovers, welcome aboard. I'm Steve and I'm single-handedly building Dragonfly. She's a 53 foot or 16.2 metre flat bottom wooden riverboat. She includes twin outboards, aft cabin, galley, a saloon, wheelhouse, separate head and shower, and a centerline queen double up front. She's specifically designed for the sheltered and inland waters of the River Murray here in South Australia. Join us each week to watch the mayhem and madness of one man and his rescue dog building a massive 53 foot flat bottom wooden riverboat. Alright, quick change of plan. Before I start sanding, I'm going to try and round this edge over with my router. Not using the little trimmer this time. I do have a plunge router, which is a little bit heavier duty. I'm going to see if I can run that along and get this edge rounded over. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, that's not a very healthy router. I think that's why I was using the trimmer before. I think the brushes might need changing in that, because as soon as it gets any pressure on it, it just drops revs, and so I'd forgotten about that. So I'll see if I can fit that little router bit in my trimmer, and I'll go back to trying to use that. All right, take two, using my little Makita trimmer, which I have actually had. I worked out that I purchased this when I was working on my first boat, Ibis, that you saw in that last video. So I've had this for well over 30 years and it's still going strong. So an amazing little beast. One day it's going to give up the ghost, but so far it's been amazing. That's actually working pretty well. I'll show you this edge along the side, and then I'm going to do along the bow. Hopefully you can see that. Nice rounded edge there, ready to wrap the fiberglass over. Still got some sanding and clean up to do, but pretty happy with that profile. And as we go along up to the front, as I say, we've got this square edge here. I'm going to run that router bit along there, round that over. Once I've filled and sanded, I'll just run the same router bit over that surface just to get it, make sure it's nice and smooth. And then that side will be ready for glassing. All right, I'll do the bow. I might have to finish filling these little edges before I run the trimmer along there, because the little guide wheel at the top here, which is normally sitting against the hull, is going to slip into these voids, and then I'll have a dodgy profile on the top. I think I need to fill those first. That's why I've just done bits and pieces, because there's these gaps here. Alrighty. Good morning again, boat lovers. It is Wednesday today, and I think Wednesday the 10th, and it's been raining all night, which is wonderful, but the sun's come out now and it is just a glorious day. So time to get in and complete that sanding before I do all the filling with the filleting compound. I will say that although, as you know, Maple's been on the mend and it's been terrific, we've got another issue with her now. Seems to be never ending, unfortunately, but those of you who have watched our earlier videos when we had Millie, or Millie the Wonder Dog as we called her, and we had to euthanize her at 3.5 because she had a degenerative spinal condition that's not a curable thing, and she was in a lot of pain. And we're hoping that young Maple doesn't have the same thing or something similar, because she's been very stiff around the back legs. She's been licking her front paws a lot. She's been pulling up lame. We've been to the vet a few times, and she's on anti-inflammatories at the moment, which seem to help, but not all the time. And she's getting really jumpy and reactive, which a dog does when it's in pain. And so on Friday, we get to spend a small fortune down at the specialist clinic to get her some CT scans to see what's going on with her joints and her spine. So pretty worried about that. There she is over there, waiting patiently with the ball. Aren't you, Maple? Being a good girl there, but she's just not herself. Well, she is. She's herself, you know, bounces around, has a good time, but then she'll suddenly pull up lame. Look at you, you little sausage. Hey, we're talking about you. Who's a good girl? Yes, sweetheart. That's the girl. Yeah, so that's really quite disconcerting, and you know, I'll let you know how it goes, as I say, Friday, see what the results are. So we're only guessing until then. Meanwhile, the boat building has been going pretty well. Where were we up to? Oh yeah, that's right, almost about to start doing that filleting. Somebody asked why I was sanding, you know, now, since I'm going to have to sand again after I fill it. But the simple answer is I just wanted a smooth surface to work on while I fill all the screw heads and all the edges and odds and sods. I'm not sure how much you see, but I'll turn the camera around and show you the boat at this stage. First, I'll get the shed doors open. Got a lot of junk in the way today. Tractor, trailer, my nice big mulcher. As you can see, glorious day. Give a pan around. Somebody mentioned it sounds like they're at the zoo with all the amazing bird life here. I thought they might have meant it was like being at the zoo watching me work. Here she is, sanded nicely, lovely and smooth, all ready for me to fill all those screw holes and things. Really looks so much different, even just with tidying up the edges a bit. So I've done almost everything. What have I got left to do? Just the back top of the wheelhouse, just that back side there, in between the two levers. And on the other side of the boat, I've got the side of the wheelhouse and the side of the saloon to do. So that's what I'm up to today. I'm not feeling 100% myself. Not too bad, just a bit tired. So I think it's to do with being ancient. So I'm going to get stuck into it today, probably just do half a day, get this side done. You can see that I've got all that edging to do along there where there's a join. And I didn't leave that very tidy with all the epoxy sticking out. So that's what I'm working on today. Just going to start at the end of the galley there, work my way along this side of the wheelhouse. I think I've done most of that front edge there. I'll double check it. But once that side's done, as I say, then I'm going to go along and do my filleting. I'm going to run all my nice big fillets in all the joins like this, get everything nice and smoothed off, ready for the fiberglass to come around here, wrap around there, and then down around under the bottom. So without further ado, I'm going to get to it. Alrighty, boat lovers, that is it for another week. It needs to be said, thank you so much for all your wonderful, kind comments in response to our lengthy Q&A. I'm glad that you all got to meet Amanda finally. We had a great time putting that together. It was great fun, and I'm glad we could finally answer a lot of your questions. If you guys enjoyed this video, which I hope you did, please hit the like button and remember to subscribe. It's free and it helps the channel. And as usual, I'll see you guys again next week with another video. Alrighty, boat safe, take care, and we'll see you then. Bye.